CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.
How's your day going, sports card collectors? This is Tom from CollectAWrestlePalooza. This is part 5 of the PSA preview. I'm going through my cards. We're going to try to find ones I'm going to submit to PSA. This has been an ongoing exercise, and more than anything, the video is going to be an opportunity for you to see what I collect. So this is it. This is the last of the cards that I put into top holders and card savers that I'm going through, and what I'm doing is I'm saying maybes, and then all of the maybes are going to go into a final video where I choose from the maybes all of the final submission ones. So if you're interested in this type of content, parts 1 through 4 are also on the archives of the channel. Be sure to check those out. And this is part 5, so we're going to go through all these. I'm going to isolate any ones from these stacks that I want to potentially include. And then part 6 is going to be the final selections, and then we'll do a blind opening probably sometime in the future. So if you've never been to my channel, welcome. I collect mostly professional wrestling from the golden age, the 80s. Most of these cards here are ones from my childhood, although some of them are ones I've picked up along the way. And I've got 3 white boxes full of cards. The big bulk ones that I'm going through, those are the ones that I have in card savers and top holders for this exercise. So we're going to start on the left here. Most of these are going to be junk wax or that type of thing, but also, like I said, there's going to be some from my PC and also from what I collected as a kid. So we have Harold Baines there. This is junk wax. That's a no. We'll put no's on the right side here out of the frame, and we'll put maybes back there. Cal Ripken Jr. Sports Flicks. I'll put that as a maybe. I don't know if these Sports Flicks cards have any value, but from that era, Cal Ripken Jr. is certainly one to collect because he played baseball for the right reasons, and it seems like those are the types of cards that are holding value as opposed to the steroid era type cards. Although I do think that Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Roger Clemens and some of those stars will get in the Hall of Fame eventually, and their cards will pop. Here's the Mountie. That's a pretty good looking card from the 91 Merlins. This is the Italian version. I'm going to put that as a maybe just because it's very well centered. I want to take that out and take a look at it. Having that in a PSA 10 would certainly hold some value. This is from the 1990 Classic. That's an Ultimate Warrior. Let's see if it says 89 or 90 on the back. It does say 1990 in the copyright. So most of these 1990 Classics are ones I had from a kid, or from when I was a kid, and they're in pristine condition. The ones worth saving, or should I say the ones worth potentially slabbing, are this is the rookie card of Ultimate Warrior. And then I'm also going to add Hulk Hogan to that. I think that Hulk Hogan cards from any era are going to hold value, so I'm putting that as a maybe because it is the Ultimate Warrior rookie. We've got Dwight Gooden, junk wax. I'll do that as a no, even though that's a good looking card from early in his career. This one here, I might get this one slabbed. It is one of my favorite cards in the collection, although the condition is not great. It is the Merlin, 1991, but I don't know if the camera can pick up the back there. The writing is in English, so this is my favorite card from the 91 Merlin set. This is an Undertaker rookie, and it is from the ultra rare UK version. I don't think this is going to grade well because the card's in pretty poor condition, but this is one I think I want to slab just because the card itself is amazing, and I want to hold on to it in a nice slab into the future. Here's another great 91 Merlin that's going to be a maybe. The centering is not great, but it's the Legion of Doom, and it's an awesome card. So that one I might want to have in plastic. Another pack fresh Undertaker rookie. I'll put that one in as a maybe. That would be pretty nice to have in plastic. Another Mountie, and another Greg the Hammer Valentine. I think those are worth looking at up close. I wonder if I had them segregated in my collection because they were ones that were possible grades. I think it's probably the same for these. I'm guessing these are all 1990 Classics from my childhood. We'll go through them and see if there's any Hogans in particular. We've got Coco Beware. That's going to be a no. But these cards are just great. I mean, it's just fun to look at them, right? The Bushwhackers. I do think that someday these 1990 classics are all going to be valuable because there's a lot of them out there, don't get me wrong, but if we look at it compared to like the baseball cards of the era, there's the Rockers. That's a Shawn Michaels rookie. The centering's not great, but I'll put it in as a maybe. Another Rockers. That's another Shawn Michaels rookie. Rocker, Shawn Michaels rookie. That one, the centering's better. I'll put that in as a maybe. I love these Demolition cards. The 1990 Classic Demolition are some of my favorite, just because the black background and the red writing looks so sharp from this era. But I'm going to call that a no, just because it's Demolition. We've got 2 Rick Martel cards. Those are no's. We got a Big Boss Man. That one's got a logo on the bottom right corner, but that's a no. This one actually people pay for as well, just because it's a really nice portrait card. This one, the centering top to bottom's a little off and left to right, so I'll call it a no. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Love Brutus the Barber. Love that he used hedge clippers at this point in his career. Hedge clippers. I mean, how silly is that? I remember as a kid watching him and saying, is he going to use that as a weapon? Because obviously he would never use that to cut someone's hair. Sensational Sherri Martel, Hall of Famer. Honky Tonk Man. How great is that Honky Tonk Man card? These are great cards. We got another Honky, exactly the same. We got Bobby the Brain, Hall of Famer, one of the best announcers and managers of all time. Got a couple more, Bobby the Brain and Coco Beware. Another star that can hold value from this set is Andre the Giant, just because all of Andre the Giant's cards have some mystique to them. This one is not incredibly well centered, otherwise I'd put it in the maybe. We got another Warrior rookie. I'll put that in the maybe just because it's a Warrior rookie. Hogan. Like I said, Hogan cards are going to be good into the future, but centering's not great on that one. Paul Roma. We got Hulkamania, another great card, but the centering's not great, so I'm going to say no. Greg the Hammer Valentine. Akeem. We've got the Brooklyn Brawler. I love this. I love the jobbers finally getting some cardboard. I really want to, at some point in my collecting career, get all of those jobbers and PSA 10s, the Danny Davis, the Brooklyn Brawler. I wonder if Iron Mike Sharp has a card in this collection. I don't remember. Yeah, these are all sort of off-center. I don't know if they're from the same pack, the same cut. I'm not going to show them all individually here, but we've got a bunch. We got Dusty Rhodes. You've got a Hercules in there. That Hercules card is a really attractive card, but they're all going to be no's for now. Another Andre card. I think he's got Jake the Snake down there. He was very scared of snakes. They played that angle really well. Here's another one, the Genius. I love it. You know, not a huge star, but has a great looking cardboard portrait just the same. It's another one of my favorites, the Widowmaker Barry Windham, just because he wasn't in the WWF that long, and he is definitely a Hall of Famer. People forget about this guy. Rugged Ronnie Garvin. Another Honky Tonk Man. These look sharp too. The Hart Foundation cards, and then this one is an iconic card. Centering's terrible. Macho Madness. What an iconic card. I mean, this is a great set, right? That's a pretty good looking card of Andre. That's one that, if it was really well centered, I might put in the maybe. Like I said, Danny Davis, the jobber. This is the referee turned wrestler. And then we've got a bunch of logo cards. I'm not going to grade any of those. Another Hulkamania, off center. Bad News Brown, you know. And then here's another one, Brother Love. I don't think he has too many cardboard representations, does he? So that was more fun than anything else. I didn't expect to get really any to grade, but we've got a couple of maybes from the 1990 classics to throw into the mix. Next we're going to look at, these were 2 that I purchased. This one I'm going to call a maybe. If it's in really good condition, I might want to grade it. This is a Scott Hall Razor Ramon Legends card, and it is serial numbered out of 99. Right This one is 87 out of 99. And I've sold these on my eBay shop. People love them. They're just really nice looking cards, and I think if that's in good condition, that could be one to grade. And then here, one of the most iconic sets, the Attitude Era, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I did get a comment in one of my previous videos that I should do a top 5 Attitude Era card prices. I'm going to do this as a no, just because I don't think it's in great condition, but I wanted to pick it up just because it's an iconic card. Here's my Super Match cards, complete set. I'm not going to grade any of those. I debated flipping through them because there might be a Hogan or an Andre. Also, I think it's a Hart Foundation, really early tag team, if not tag team rookie card. But I don't want to break it for the sake of grading, so I'm going to make it a no. And then finally here we've got some more sports cards and Garbage Pail Kids. Another Sports Flicks. That's a Jim Rice. Just the centering on that one is really nice, so looks like it's in really good shape. So even though it's a later career Jim Rice card, again, I don't know if the Sports Flicks hold value, so I will put that on the side. Ben Bolt, just really well centered, looks pretty pack fresh. It's Ben Franklin, so we'll put that as a maybe, why not? Ozzie Smith All-Star card. I think I segregated these two as possible ones to grade because they're in good condition, so maybe I'll put these all as maybes. Back in the day when I sorted my cards, that's how I used to sort them, is by possible grade opportunities. So yeah, these look like they're all in pretty good shape here. We've got Fred Lynn, another sports flick, and it's a Fred Lynn card. We've got Tom Seaver, a really early pack fresh Tom Seaver card, off center, but nice card nonetheless. Kurt Gibson, how about that? What year is that? Kurt Gibson, best home run of all time. If you don't know what I mean, look it up. It is the greatest home run in Major League history. This looks like it's probably 1982 because the last statistic shown is 81. That's a maybe. We got a Topps Doc Gooden, just an undersized card. I remember buying that when I was a kid. Could be an 85 or an 86, very early Doc Gooden card, so we'll put that in as a maybe. Another Warrior rookie. We got a Mark McGuire. This is theoretically a rookie. It's not really, but these cards are starting to get some value. The ones that were junk wax that people looked past. Another Mr. Perfect. Want to get a Mr. Perfect PSA 10. That's Jake the Snake. I'm going to make that one a no. I know that the bottom border is a little bit big on that one, and PSA tends to judge that pretty harshly, so I know that's not going to get a 10. That one, that's the centering on that one's really nice. We'll put that one in as a maybe, and that's a nice portrait card. Centering on this one's great too, and it's a nice Hart Foundation card. Here we go. Dusty Rhodes from the Monty Gum. Put that in as a maybe. I think those cards have some legs into the future. We got a beautiful Hulk Hogan card, very well centered. That's a maybe. Cyndi Lauper. These are, this one has Captain Lou Albano. These don't really grade very well. Over time, they were really glossy, so the ones I got were pack fresh, but over time, the gloss of them made them stick to each other, so very hard to get high grades. That one I might put in as a maybe. Kerry Von Erich, of course, with the Iron Claw and the Von Erich's fame. All of his cards are going up in value. Dwight Evans, underrated sports flick. And Ryan Sandberg, underrated sports flick. I'll put those as no's just because we have a few sports flicks already. And there we go. We've got a few more stacks to put into the maybe pile. Like I said, this is part 5. Part 6 will be me going through all of the maybes, filtering that down to 10 or 20 cards to send in for grading, and then we'll see what we got. Maybe I'll make some predictions and see if I get better or worse than what I predict. Be good to yourself, have fun with your collections, that's what it's all about. This is CollectAWrestlePalooza, we'll see you next week.
CollectAWrestlePalooza, CollectAWrestlePalooza.